Welcome to my days 18 and 19 of sewing Vlogmas video. My name's Cath, my channel is made by Cath Craft, and I'm really glad you're joining me for these couple of days in the run up to Christmas, where I'll be talking about lots of things sewing related and Christmassy too. So although this is days 18 and 19 of Vlogmas, I'm actually starting this video on the evening of day 17, so it's Friday evening right now. I already posted my day 17 video, and I'll link that in case you haven't seen it. But I thought I'd pop on now because I'm doing a bit of sewing this evening, so I thought I'd let you guys know what I'm up to. My husband has gone to the pub. He and a few friends are meeting outside, and they've lateral flow tested, so hopefully it'll be nice and safe. And my children are both tucked up in bed, so I've got the house to myself, and I'm really looking forward to doing a bit of sewing. And I've got a little bit of dairy milk chocolate. I'm going to make myself a cup of green tea, and I might watch a bit of the latest series of Sex and the City, the And Just Like That reboot, while I'm sewing. So I'm quite looking forward to checking that out. But yeah, I thought I'd pop on and share with you what I'm up to. I am continuing to sew my Megan Nielsen Hovea jacket, and I'm making this version here, the kind of cropped version with the collar band. It's got these nice angled pockets and the dropped shoulders, quite a relaxed jacket that I'm hoping I'll get some wear out of when it comes to spring. And I'm making it in this really nice Merchant Mills jacquard cotton. So earlier today I overlocked around all the jacquard cotton pieces to stop them fraying, because they look like they were going to fray quite a bit. And I thought I would settle down to a bit of sewing this evening, but then I looked at the instructions and I realised I hadn't cut out my interfacing. And I feel like this happens to me all the time, and it happens so often I really should think about interfacing more at the point of cutting out fabric. But I think I always get so stuck into cutting out fabric, and then I'm always so happy when I've done it that I just forget about the interfacing bit. But anyway, I've just now cut out the interfacing pieces I need, and there weren't too many actually. I just needed 2 pieces for the pocket facings, and then I needed 2 pieces for the collar band. So I've got them all cut out, and I've used this really nice cotton interfacing. It's a Valise interfacing, and I think it's G700. I got it from Minerva, and I'll link it down below. But it's 100% cotton, and I found when I've used it before, it bonds really well to fabrics, and you can use the cotton setting on your iron, which is quite nice so it doesn't get sticky like some of the more plasticky interfacings. And yeah, it just feels really nice and breathable and natural. And I thought, given that my outer fabric is cotton and I'm using a Liberty cotton lining, it'll be nice to go the whole hog and have cotton interfacing too. So I'm just about to iron these pieces of interfacing together with my outer pattern pieces, and then I'm going to hopefully get on with a bit of sewing. So I think I'll say goodnight now, and I'll see you tomorrow morning, and I'll share with you how much I've got done. So wish me luck, and I'll see you tomorrow morning for day 18. Bye! Oh, actually, I just realised I forgot to say what I'm wearing. I've got a pair of ready-to-wear jogging bottoms on tonight. I'm in definite loungewear. And I've got on my Megan Nielsen Jarrah, which you'll have seen already if you've watched some of my previous days of Vlogmas. It's a top I often reach for in the evenings. It's just a really straightforward Jarrah sweatshirt with a dropped shoulder, just a round neck, the cuffs and the bottom band. And I made it in this really nice fleece back sweatshirt fabric from Fabric Godmother. And I find the Jarrah sweatshirt really relaxed and comfy to wear. It's a little bit oversized and perfect for chilling at home and doing a bit of sewing. So that's what I'm wearing. But I'll see you again tomorrow for some more sewing chat. So see you tomorrow. Night night. Bye. Good morning. It is now actually day 18 of Vlogmas, so welcome to day 18. So yeah, it's Saturday morning here. It's just coming up to 9:30 in the morning, and we've had quite a slow start to the morning. I've only just got dressed. My children were really tired yesterday after school, after finishing for the Christmas holidays, and then we went to the park, so we thought this morning we'd keep it nice and clear and just have a fairly chilled one. So yeah, we just come downstairs and my children are playing in the other room with my husband, and I thought I'd pop in here to say good morning and share with you what Elf was up to in the night and what I'm wearing, our plans for today, and also how I got on sewing my Hovea jacket last night. So firstly, what Elf was up to? Well, Elf decided he'd like to set up his own little YouTube channel. So we found him about to record his first video, and I'll put a picture up so you can see. He had my tripod and my old phone, and he had stacked a load of cushions, and he was sitting on the top, and he looked like he was going to film a fabric haul video. I'll show you a close-up because he had a little pile of Christmassy fabric next to him, and he was also wearing a little top that he looked like he'd made himself using some scraps from some cotton jersey fabric that I made a top for me in. Quite a cute little star print top. And he put up a little sign, and it looks like his channel will be called Made by Elfcraft. So My children were quite tickled by that, and he's still on his little star print top, so they obviously like that, so that's good. So yeah, who knew that Elf wanted to have a YouTube channel, but he always surprises us. So that's what Elf was up to. In terms of what I'm wearing today, well, we've got a day where we're going to be going for a walk this afternoon. I'll tell you a bit more about that later. So I need to wear something fairly practical. So I've got on a pair of ready-to-wear jeans, and I'm wearing a handmade top. And excuse me if there's a bit of noise, my children are quite animated in their play in the next room. But yeah, my handmade top I made using this pattern here. It is the Solar Sweater and Tee pattern by Paper Cut Patterns. It used to be called the Kyoto Sweater and Tee pattern, but it's been rebranded since. It's a really nice t-shirt and jumper pattern. It's a fairly boxy fit with a slight dropped shoulder, and the really nice feature is these little ruffles on the shoulder. And I've made both the t-shirt and the sweatshirt version, and I like wearing them both. I really love the little ruffle. And the version I'm wearing today is the sweatshirt version, like I mentioned, so it's got the cuffs and it's got the hemband. And I made it in this really lovely Atelier Brunette fleeceback sweatshirting fabric. You can see it's really fleecy behind. It's quite a lightweight sweatshirt fleece, which is quite nice actually, because I'll probably be layering up this afternoon when I go on the walk with a big coat, so I don't want something too thick underneath to get me too overheated once we start walking. It's a really nice sew. I love the little ruffled detail, and this Atelier Brunette fabric is so lovely and soft, and you'll see if you watch my previous Vlogmas days, I recently made another sweatshirt in the most recent Atelier Brunette sweatshirt fitting fabric, because I really love their sweatshirting fabric. It's such nice quality. I've had this one for at least a couple of years when it loads, and it washes really well too. It's not bobbled or anything, so it's a really nice one, and I really like the kind of little gold flecks in it. And I'll put a picture up of me wearing it so you can see how it looks. In terms of sizing, I think I made the smallest size in this pattern. What is that? Because they've recently changed their sizing, so I've got the old sizing here. I made the smallest size, which is... So the smallest size on the pattern I have is extra, extra small, which is for a bust of 32¼ inches, a waist of 24½ inches, and hips of 34½ inches. And I'm 32, 26, 36, but I find this is quite a nice boxy shape to this sweatshirt, so actually my waist and hips being slightly larger doesn't matter, so I just went for that straight size and didn't grade out. But the new size range has now been updated, so it's got a range that's slightly smaller and slightly bigger than the old size range. So now it goes from size 1 to 8, and the largest size is for bust 46½ inches, waist 38½ inches, and hips 48.8 inches. So that is the Solar Tee and Sweater from Paper Cut Patterns. I just think this little ruffle is a really nice twist on a classic sweatshirt. So that's what I'm wearing today. So in terms of our plans for today, well, like I mentioned before, we're having quite a chilled out morning at home this morning. I'm hoping to do a bit of baking with my son. He's quite keen on baking and my daughter isn't so much. And we were thinking of either making some tiffin or some Rocky Road or something chocolatey to take with us on the walk this afternoon. My daughter actually said she might join in too, which is a bit of a surprise because she doesn't often like to join in, but it'll be nice if she would join in, and I'll hopefully share a few pictures of what we bake a bit later. So that's our plan for this morning. It's fairly relaxed. Then this afternoon, we are going to meet my husband's parents for a walk in the woods. We haven't seen them for a while, so the children are really excited, and we're going to go to a local woods, which is really nice and has a nice little circular walk in it. And we figure that's quite nice and safe as well from a COVID perspective, being outside, keeping everyone safe. So that is our plan for this afternoon, hence the jeans and practical clothing, because it will be very muddy there. It'll definitely be a wellies type of day. And then in terms of how I got on with my Hovier jacket last night, well, I actually really enjoyed having a sew. I haven't sewn much in the evening for a while. I've generally been knitting a bit in the evening. But while my husband was out, it was really nice to get really stuck into some sewing, and I made good progress. So I've sewn all the lining pieces together now, as you can see here. I've got the sleeves attached. I sewed them in around and they went in fine. And it's got a little loop on the back that I sewed in yesterday. So that's all sewn up. And then I also made good progress on the outer layer of my coat. So here it is, I've sewn that all together too. So I've got the sleeves added in for that one too. And I've got the pockets on. And I actually decided not to add any compartments to the pockets in the end because they're actually quite deep. Now I've lengthened the jacket slightly, so I think they'll be quite practical for holding things like my phone and my keys and things. So yeah, I really enjoyed sewing it up actually. It wasn't too bad with the stripe matching. I think or the check matching, I think it's come out okay on the side seams, as you can see. Fairly well matched. And yeah, it was just really nice to get stuck into sewing on in the evening. And I really want to carry on now. So the next stage is, I think, attaching the lining and the outer fabric together. So I'm not sure I'll have much chance to do that today because we've got a busy day with family, and this evening we're going to be watching Strictly. It's the Strictly Come Dancing final, so my children will be staying up late to watch that. So I don't know whether I'll be able to sneak a bit of sewing in or not, but we shall see. But anyway, I'm going to go and join my family now. I think they're getting quite loud in the background, and I'll pop on a little bit later and share with you how we're getting on with our day. So I'll see you a bit later. Bye. Hello, it's the afternoon now. It's just coming up to 1 o'clock, and we've had our lunch, and we had some of the chocolate tiffin we made for dessert, and it was really tasty. I hope you enjoyed seeing a bit of us making it. It was really nice actually, because my daughter did decide to join in, and I think she enjoyed it, so that was good. So we've got a couple of pieces set aside now to give to my husband's parents when they arrive, and they should be arriving shortly. They're going to drive here, and then we're going to go in a car convoy across the woods and go for a walk. And the weather outside, it's a little bit overcast today, but it doesn't look too cold. So hopefully it should be a nice day for a walk. And I hope it won't be too muddy, because it can get quite muddy in the woods we're going to. But I'll try and take you along for a little bit of our walk if I can. I was hoping I'd be able to show you some posts this morning. I was hoping that my printed out pattern would arrive, my sort of copy shop size pattern would arrive for my Hayley robe by Tammy Handmade. But because the postman rang the door, but he didn't have it for anything for me. It was something my son had ordered out of his pocket money. So it was disappointing for me, but exciting for my son. So anyway, I'm gonna head off now and get myself ready for this walk, and I will pop back on and say hi again a bit later. So see you in a bit. Bye. Hello, we're back from our walk now, and it's now coming up to 5 o'clock in the evening. It's gone quite dark outside and also got quite cold, so it's nice to be back home. But we did have a really nice walk. The woods are really pretty there, as you'll have seen from the videos, and my children particularly like feeding the ducks on the lake, and also the little fairy village that has been set up. That's really sweet too. So we had a really nice time, but it is nice to be home now. And in a minute I'm going to go and cook the children some dinner. And then after that, we're going to settle down all together and watch the Strictly Come Dancing final. So we're really keen to find out who wins. My daughter is quite keen for Rose to win, but I think my son's a bit more happy just to watch and enjoy. So we shall see. But yeah, I'm going to go and change in a moment into some really comfy clothes to make me cosy this evening. Probably a pair of joggers and a sweatshirt. And I thought I'd also show you what we're having for dinner this evening. I thought I'd try and record our dinner because it's one of our favourite ones to have on a weekend. And it's from this cookbook, which I think I showed you earlier in Vlogmas. It's the Nigel Slater, the 30-minute cookbook. It's got some really nice recipes in here that are fairly quick to whip up. And tonight we're having a pasta dish. It's made with pappardelle pasta and mozzarella and grilled peppers and olives. So it's a really nice one. And at the end, you also sprinkle some toasted breadcrumbs on top. So it's got a nice crunch to it too. So I'll try and include some footage of us cooking that one. But yeah, it's one of our favourites. And quite a nice kind of cosy, hearty meal to have on a cold evening. So I haven't managed to get any sewing done today, unfortunately. I haven't touched my sewing machine or my knitting or anything. It's just been one of those busy family days. I'm hoping I might get a chance to squeeze some sewing in tomorrow, but we'll have to see. So yeah, fingers crossed. But I'll leave you now. I'm going to go and get the dinner sorted, get changed, and I will see you again tomorrow for more on what the elf's been up to and what our plans are tomorrow. So I'll say good night now, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye. morning. It's now day 19 of Vlogmas, so it's Sunday morning, and it's just coming up to 10 o'clock in the morning. And we've had another fairly slow start to the day today, just like yesterday, because my children were up late last night watching the Strictly Come Dancing final, which was really fun, and we all really enjoyed staying up and watching it. We thought it was a great show. But yeah, it did mean they were a little bit tired, so it was nice to have a fairly relaxed start today. But now we're all dressed and up, and so I thought I'd pop on and share with you what I'm wearing and what Elf was up to and our plans for today. So first of all, what Elf was up to? Well, I think it was my favourite Elf antic yet this month. Yeah, I really like this one. He set up a zip wire down from our curtain pole onto my closet core poof, and he used a little hanger to slide down the zip wire. And I'll put up a little video of him going. It's quite jolly. I think he bounced a little bit at the start to get him going, and then he whizzes down. And my children really loved it. This morning when they found him, they found another hanger and a couple of other teddies had a go too. And it's still up at the moment. I think they might carry on playing with it in a bit. And Elf's currently dangling in a quite daring fashion, just one-handed doing the zip wire. So it was a fun one and it made us all laugh. So that was what Elf was up to. And then in terms of what I'm wearing today, I've put on one of my most loved dresses, one I wear all the time. And I made it using this pattern here. It is the Forsythe dress by French Navy, and I really love French Navy. It's quite a small pattern company and they don't have loads of patterns, but the patterns they do have I think are really wearable. So this one is a dress for woven fabrics and it's got a few nice details. I'll turn the page over and show you the line drawings. It's got a panelled bodice with these sort of gently curved panels, and it's got these little cuffs that you can turn up or leave unturned up, and at the back it's got a button down back. And it's got a gathered skirt with these little sort of yoke pockets. So it lends itself really nicely to playing with stripes. I've made one version in a cotton linen blend that's quite summery in like a blue and a white that has sort of stripes going this way and then stripes going this way, and it's kind of playing with the stripes. But for my version here, I made it in one of my fabrics I got in my fabric haul from Itokri, which they sell this lovely cotton ikat. This is another cotton ikat fabric, so it's really lovely and soft. And it's just quite a simple one, plain navy with this sort of traditional sort of ikat style design on it. And yeah, it's just a really nice construction, this one. I like the finish. The neckline's all finished with bias binding, which I really like. And I think I finished this one with French seams again, like I have done with most of my cotton ikat dresses. Yeah, just to make sure they don't fray, because I think the fabric's fairly loosely woven, so it's quite nice and soft and lightweight, but it does mean it has a tendency to fray. But yeah, it's a really nice one, and I find this one is really good for all the seasons. It does say on the pattern, its breezy silhouette will ensure it's a summertime staple, yet the boxy bodice cut also means it's a perfect dress for comfortable layering over your favourite turtleneck and tights in colder months. And I really agree, it's perfect all year round. I wore this a lot in the summer. It's perfect for a long trip in the car on holiday because it's really comfy and lightweight, but it's great for layering over a turtleneck top like I am today. And the top I'm wearing is from this book here, the Tilly and the Buttons stretch book. It is the Freya top, a really nice cotton jersey that I've used for this one. A really nice simple top with a sort of mock turtleneck neckline and fairly fitted. But I won't talk about it too much because you probably heard me talk about the Freya quite a lot before. But I thought I'd mention the sizing on the Forsythe dress. Unfortunately, it doesn't have the biggest size range ever. That is the only downside of this pattern. So it goes from a UK 6 to a UK 18, and the largest size is for bust 42, waist 35, hips 44. So it's quite a narrow size range. I made the size 6, which is for bust 32, waist 24, hips 34. That's my bust measurement. My waist and hips are slightly bigger, but because it's quite a boxy, straight shape, I think the bust is the critical measurement on this one. So, and it fits me fine. But I'll put up a picture of me wearing it. It's a really comfy one. Yeah, just a really nice, relaxed one to wear. But the cotton does give a bit of warmth once it's layered up too. And so it'll be perfect for our plans for today, which is we're mostly staying at home until later. We were actually supposed to be going out this morning to a party, a Christmas party that was being organised by all of our NCT group, which is a group I met when my son was really tiny and we all had tiny babies. And we're still in touch now, even though he's now coming up to 9. A lot of the ladies are still local, and it's really nice. We do try and get together at least a couple of times a year, get all the kids together too, and have a bit of a party. And we didn't manage to do one last Christmas because of COVID and everything was shut down. And this Christmas we could do one, but we all thought together we didn't want to risk it just because we're so close to Christmas now and we all want to see elderly relatives over Christmas. We didn't want to jeopardise that at all. So we thought we'd postpone it and hopefully do a party instead in the spring when hopefully COVID numbers are better and also we can be outside. So it's a bit of a shame because it would have been lovely to see them, but we are doing a Zoom chat tomorrow evening, all of the mums, to hopefully catch up virtually. So that'll be nice. So we decided since that's not happening, we'd have a morning at home. I think the children need it. And we're going to try and have a bit of a clear out because the house has got into a bit of a mess towards the end of term. There are lots of bits and bobs all about the place. We're going to try and return everything to its place, or things that don't have a place, we're going to try and find a place for them just to get ready for Christmas when we know more stuff will be coming into the house. So that is our plan. I'm hoping I might get a little bit more sewing done on my Hovia jacket, maybe a little bit here and there, we shall see. But I did actually get one little thing sewn up yesterday. I had about half an hour while my husband took my children up to the bath and I got my sewing machine out and got busy. And I made myself a Liberty mask. So you'd have seen on a previous day of Vlogmas, I made my mum this Liberty face mask out of a scrap of Liberty fabric I had, and I thought it was really pretty, and I made it using the 3D face mask pattern, which I'll link down below, which is the pattern she prefers. You kind of wear it like this, it kind of comes out the back. That's her preferred mask pattern, but I really liked it and I was a little bit envious of how pretty this mask was. So I had some leftover scraps from my Hovia jacket. This is the lining fabric I'm using for it. So I decided to make myself one in the mask style that I like better, which is the Dorata Davies free face mask pattern, and I'll link that down below too. So I had done the same pink jersey, little earband, so I'll show you it on. So I really like it. I think it will be a nice one for the summer. I assume we might still have masks hanging around then too. So yeah, that was my little mini sew last night, and it was nice to do a little bit of sewing at the weekend because I do find it is quite relaxing even if it's just for half an hour. And I also managed to fit in a bit of knitting last night when we were watching Strictly Come Dancing. So I managed to finish my sleeve of my cardigan. So here's the sleeve. You can see it's got a slight sort of bell shape bit. It's quite subtle. So I've put this on an old knitting needle I'm not using, and I'm now going to start on my second sleeve. And then once I've got my second sleeve done, I can start sewing it up. So I'm really hoping I might be able to do that over the Christmas holidays, so that when it gets to the cold weather in January, I'll have another cardigan in my wardrobe. So I think I'll leave you now and go and start getting on with this tidying and clearing. So wish us luck. Hopefully when I speak to you next, the house will be spick and span. We shall see. But I'll leave you now and I'll just put in a little inset of what we had for breakfast, just in case you're interested. So I'll see you in a little bit. Bye. Oh, I just realised I didn't mention the cardigan pattern I'm using for my knitting. I thought I'd mention that. I think I talked about it on day 17 of Vlogmas, it might be. I'm slightly losing track. But I thought I'd mention it in case you didn't see that day. I am using this pattern here. It's the Downtown Cardigan by All About Amy. It's a really nice, simple, relaxed cardigan made in garter stitch. And I'm using a different wool type to what's suggested in the pattern, which is a chunky yarn. I'm using a worsted weight yarn, which is finer. So I've adjusted the pattern slightly. But it's basically essentially this type of cardigan, but cropped and a little bit more close fitting. But I thought I'd mention that, and I'll link that pattern down below. It's a really lovely cardigan pattern. But anyway, I'll now get off and start getting my family to help me get the house a bit tidy. So I'll see you a bit later. Bye. Hello, it's early afternoon now. We had a nice morning at home and we've just had lunch and done a bit of reading with the children, and we're going to head out in a little bit, but I thought I'd pop on first and share how we got on this morning with our tidying. So we've had quite a good sort through of quite a lot of the rooms in the house, and it was quite nice actually because I found some old jewellery in my drawers that belonged to my granny, and my daughter really enjoyed having a play with those bits of jewellery and having a look at those. That was really nice because I don't think she's seen them before. And also we cleared out quite a lot of Lego sets in my son's room, and my children were quite excited to see those. So at the moment some areas of our house are actually messier than before because the children have really enjoyed getting those toys out, but it's nice to see them getting out things they haven't played with for a while. And you can't make an omelette without breaking some eggs, I guess, so hopefully getting all this stuff out is part of the process of then tidying it all up again, in theory. But yeah, it's been a good morning at home. It's been nice to be at home. This afternoon we are planning on heading out a little bit and posting a few Christmas cards in some of the neighbours' doors, and then we're going to maybe head up to a local park that's just a short walk away, just for a little play and to get some fresh air because we've been indoors all morning. So that's the plan this afternoon. And then this evening we are going out to a Christmassy lights trail, which we're really looking forward to. we booked ages ago. It's a little woodland trail across kind of a park and woods, and they've put up loads of lovely lights, so we're really looking forward to going and seeing that. It's going to be a bit of another late evening for the children. I'm glad they don't have school tomorrow. We booked it a bit later so we can have dinner first and head out there. So anyway, we're going to go and get ready now to head out and do our Christmas card posting, and I'll try and take you on a little bit of our walk to the park if I can, and then I'll see you again a little bit later. Oh, I didn't get any sewing done yesterday. That was maybe a bit optimistic, but I am thinking maybe this evening, once we get back from the light show and get the children in bed, I might do a little bit then, because I'm really keen to continue with my Hovia jacket because I'm really enjoying sewing that. So anyway, I'll see you in a little bit. Bye. Hello, so we're back home now. It's late afternoon, it's just coming up to 4 o'clock, and we had a really nice afternoon at the park actually. We stayed longer than I expected because the children were having a lot of fun there, even though it was a bit cold. They were dashing around lots, so they kept warm. And we also delivered the Christmas cards to our neighbours, so that's good to have that ticked off the list too. But yeah, we're back home now, and in a moment I'm going to go and make us all an early dinner so we can head out to the lights in a while. So I think what I'll do is I'll try and get some footage of us seeing the lights a bit later, but I think I'll include it in tomorrow's video, so my day 20 of Vlogmas video, just because we're going to be back quite late. And I'm hoping also I'll be able to include tomorrow some progress on my Hovia jacket if I have a chance to sew a little bit of that after we get back from the lights. So I think I'll finish this video here. So thank you so much for watching another 2 days of my Vlogmas. I really appreciate you watching. I'm really enjoying making these videos, and I can't believe it's only a few days till Christmas now. It is going so fast. So thanks again, and I will see you tomorrow for day 20. So bye.